Good evening. This is Brian Shannon with Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Tuesday, September 5th, 2006, and I've got the NASDAQ on the screen here again. And just to kind of reiterate my overall thoughts about the market, I think we're getting a little bit extended here. We've just broken past some resistance here on the Qs that have been pretty important and that we've been watching here from these late June highs at 39.15. The IWM is a little extended. The SPYs are getting a little extended as well. Doesn't mean the market can't keep going higher, but I'm a little bit more cautious in here right now. I think the trend is higher, so we have to respect that and can't just go out shorting things. But overall, I think that we're probably due for a little bit of a pullback, but the evidence continues to point higher. So I don't have a lot of good ideas for tomorrow. Not necessarily that the ideas I have aren't good, but I just couldn't find a lot of what looked to me to be low risk ideas. And the whole thing for me is keeping it low risk as possible. There's all kinds of ways to trade the markets, and obviously I've got my way of trading them, and that's what I speak about here all the time. Whether or not you agree with my philosophy about trend trading and what I call trend alignment, that's up to you and each of us to look at. But it's important to have some kind of discipline, and my discipline isn't finding a lot of good low risk ideas right now. So let's just keep that in mind. But this is going to be a quick video because there aren't what I perceive to be a lot of low risk ideas. First up, we will though look at ARNA as a symbol here, and this is ARNA Pharmaceuticals. Symbol Alpha, Roger, Nancy, Alpha. And here we can see that the stock recently broke past what's been some pretty important resistance here, near about the 1175 level. It did so on a nice increase in volume, and it's been having a nice low volume consolidation up here. Now, I think that, first of all, let's look at our price objective. If the stock can make another surge higher, I think we could take a measured move of 11.5 to 12 and add, basically, 10.5 to 12, that's $1.50, and add that up to get us to about 13.5. When you look at where the prior congestion was, it's in this area as well, and up near that 200-day moving average as well. So let's say our price target is 13 to 13.25, just to be conservative. The way I want to play this one is on some strength above today's high. So today's high, let's just drill in on that and take a look and see what it is. Today's high was $12.23. So above $12.23, I think you can buy this stock. Let's put our stop below this afternoon's low of 11.98, 11.97. So let's put our stop at 11.96. That'll give us a risk of about 29 cents, and we're looking for a move up to about $1 or so. So a good 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. Polycom is next, symbol PLCM. PLCM. I typed it in wrong. And Polycom, something we've looked at in the past, and it's got a nice pattern here of making higher highs and higher lows. And you can see that the recent breakout past resistance that then became support. Now it's pulling back again to this prior level of resistance. So it's a nice stair step higher, and we've got the stock up at multi-year highs at this 24 level, and it's looking like it's setting up for an even bigger move. Let's try and be conservative with our price targets, and what we'll do is we'll buy the stock above these highs right here, above $24.20. I think we're going to look for at least 25.25. Let's say we're looking for $1 on the upside. We'd put our stop below this low here of 23.80. So there's about 40 cents of risk for approximately $1 of gain. That would be a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio, which is near the low end of what I consider to be acceptable, but still would be a nice trade. StemCells, symbol STEM. Now, this company's been beaten up real badly over the last year and a half. It's starting to act a lot more constructively, though. And looking at a daily time frame, this is that resistance I just drawn on the weekly. This is near about 250. It's starting to come up to that 250 level with increasing volume. Now this pullback came a lot deeper, but now it's holding a lot nicer. And the difference here is now we've got the 10 above the 20 above the 50. Over here we didn't have that happen. The 20-day moving average was still down below there, and the 50-day moving average was still declining. Now the 50-day moving average is advancing, so I consider that to be healthy. So what we're going to look for excuse me, in here is that we can buy this stock. STEM is again the symbol. I think you can buy it around current levels, put our stop below yesterday's low. I'm sorry, Friday's low of 228. So we put our stop, let's just give it an extra penny. Let's say we'll put our stop at 226 right here. We buy it at current levels. That gives us a nickel of risk. I think you're looking initially for another poke at that 250 level. That's about 20 cents higher. Our risk is 6 cents. So, 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. And I think that, breaking above that 250 level, though, we could see a run for the 200-day moving average up near $3 a share. And some of these stem cell companies are starting to get a little bit more interest, it seems, lately for whatever reason. The name of the company I cannot pronounce, but the symbol is Xing, or that's what I call it, Xing. I own a little bit of this stock, so our little note taker from this weekend's comments might want to write that down to make sure there's no improprieties. But I bought a little bit of this stock today, actually at $11.40, and kind of regretted it, but just because it's a little bit lower, it's a penny lower on the close. But I think that this stock can be bought in around this area, and our stop would probably go below today's low. So today's low is about 11.13. Your stop can go below there. Let's try and buy it as it. Here's the best way to do it. I think what I'm going to do is if it pulls back a little bit down towards 11.30, then on a push back above 11.45, that's where I'll buy it. So forget this little line here, but I want to see it pull back to 11.30. Buy it on a break above 11.45. Put our stop below 11.13. So that would give us a risk of about 30 cents. And as far as the upside goes, I think we're looking for 12.5 to 13 bucks a share on XING. And we've got one idea that we're going to look at on the short side. That's Whole Foods Markets, WFMI. And here we see on the weekly time frame, we were getting shorted back in this area. Now, in the daily time frame, it looks like it's dropped, from this gap. It tried to recover, and it looks like the sellers are starting to get a little bit more aggressive in here again. So let's take a look at that on an hourly time frame. We've got lower highs, which are nice. It really needs to break down below this level to establish a lower low. But what I think you're looking at is you could call that a symmetrical triangle. And what we want to do is sell this stock short on weakness. So I want to sell it short below this afternoon's low. This afternoon's low is $53.13. So below 53.13 with a stop at 53.55. So we're looking at about 40 cents risk. And when the stock gets going, I think you can see it drop down quickly to 52. I'm looking more for this area near $51 a share, though, on the downside for WFMI. That's going to do it for the ideas I have today. I didn't have a lot, so I'll be back tomorrow. And if I see anything intraday, I'll post that as well. Thanks for your time, and talk to you tomorrow.